What's up, David? What we debating today, Marcus? It's time to start the show. Yeah, it's time to start the show. Off the top rope, 4-figure leg lock. Ric Flair with the chest chop. Haters wonder why I never tap out. A young king like DeMarcus. Undertaker with a coffin. Choke slam so often. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Man, the boy keep flossing. Man, the boy keep talking. I'm with David. I'm with Marcus.
And
I
I'm
got
David
something to
Joseph.
say.
And this is the No Holds Barred podcast.
And I got something to
Our mission
say.
statement is to provide reviews and our
And I
opinions
got
on
something
sports
to say.
entertainment and professional
Let's
wrestling
start
as
the
a whole.
show.
Now, on today's show, we are going to cover the Royal Rumble. Yes, we are officially on our way to WrestleMania. It's the road to WrestleMania.
You know, I'm excited, Marcus. I know you are too. And
Definitely.
there's just so many competitors, so many stories going on. This kicks off that buzz. That buzz is always in the air around this time of the year. And I'm looking forward to the road to WrestleMania.
I'm definitely looking forward to it too. And for those of you that don't know what the Royal Rumble match is, it is a match that consists of 30 competitors. 2 men start off in the ring, and every minute a wrestler enters the ring, and they continue to enter each minute until there's 30 men inside of the ring, or just they've competed. And how to eliminate your opponent is just to throw them over the top rope, and both of their feet have to touch the floor.
Hit the ground. Must hit the ground, and the winner gets a one-way ticket to choose the World Championship to main event WrestleMania. If you're not familiar with pro wrestling, that is like the Super Bowl of pro wrestling. It is the NBA Finals of wrestling. That's when all the stories culminate to one big climax. All the fantasy matchups. I'm fired up.
Me too. I'm excited. Let's do this.
Let's go right into it.
So, the first match of the card is Mr. Can You Handle This? Rich Swann is competing in a match against the newly formed and aggressive Neville for the Cruiserweight title. And David, I'll give this one to you, man.
This story it's been very up and down to me. I like Rich Swann. He's a good crowd pleaser, good in the ring, good fan favorite, easy to get behind him. I love this new character of Neville. He's showing some untapped potential that I didn't even realize he had, honestly. I didn't think he would strive as a heel this much, but I'm going to say they're going to hold off on Neville's win a little bit longer, and Rich Swann pulls up like an upset roll-up or some type of screwy finish that helps him keep the title.
Wow.
I think they're going to hold off on Neville winning it for a little bit longer.
Wow. Honestly, I'm surprised. Honestly, I think Neville's definitely going to win because it seems like they've planted seeds that he's going to win. Mm-hmm. You know, taking the story very personally, saying that Rich Swann was holding his bags in Japan and that, you know, he was washing his boots and stuff like that, disrespecting him on just a different level. And I think it would just make sense for Neville to get the title right now because he is on fire right now, you know, with his interview with Renee Young backstage and changing his ring style, changing his ring music, you know what I mean? And I think definitely rewarding him with the title will give him even more motivation than the motivation he has right now. So I think Neville would win. The second match of the card is a 6-women tag team match with Becky Lynch, Naomi, Nikki Bella, and they're going against Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya. And honestly, I think the team of Mickie James, Natalya, and Alexa Bliss definitely need to win because of Mickie James. She just came back. You can't have her lose right now. She has to look strong. She has to remind everybody as to why she is the veteran. I expect for her to lead her team out there. And and honestly, I think they're going to prolong the feud with Alexa Bliss and Mickie against Becky Lynch, and I think that's how the match will go.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one here. I don't see a reason for the face team to win, and I think it will further the feud with Becky and Mickie James. Ultimately, I think that's what WWE is building for SmackDown to headline as SmackDown's Women's Championship main event. So I do think the heels, Alexa, Mickie, and Natalya, need this win more, and they'll get this one.
Absolutely. And the next match, this is a grudge match and a physical match at that, and I expect this to be a barn burner. We have Sasha Banks, a wounded Sasha Banks, going one-on-one with the monster that's in town, known as Nia Jax, and I expect for Nia Jax to completely annihilate Sasha Banks. I think that's the best way to book it, but yet still have Sasha Banks have fighting spirit throughout the match to try to overcome it, but at the end of the day, she has like a hurt knee, it's just like, better psychology that way.
I think this is a little. I mean, this is a little irony that I've noticed that they're kind of booking the Sasha Banks, Nia Jax feud like the same way they booked Braun Strowman and Sami Zayn. So I expect it to go. I expect it to go a similar way. I expect Sasha to look strong, show fighting spirit, get a few big moves in, but ultimately Nia's too big, too strong, too dominant. She gets a decisive win over a good Sasha Banks.
Definitely, and honestly, I expect for like a rematch sometime down the line.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And the next match of the night is the women's champion, Charlotte, going one-on-one with Bayley. Two polar opposites. This match couldn't have happened at a better time, but I think ultimately Charlotte will win and protect her streak of her undefeated pay-per-view streak at that. And I think, honestly, the true money, David, you might agree with me, is that Bayley winning the women's championship at WrestleMania would be the true money, you know, in that, because Bayley, you know, everybody believes in her. She has a story. She's definitely relatable. And Charlotte is just so good at being a heel. Like, seriously, I remember watching her and I wanted to throw my remote control at the TV. That's how good she was. You know what I mean? And so, honestly, I just think that Charlotte's definitely going to win and have some heel tactics.
I think the WWE is going to find a way to protect both characters on the road to WrestleMania. So Charlotte's not going to lose. Her streak's going to stay intact. But I don't think Bayley's going to necessarily get pinned or submit either. I think with Nia Jax winning, I don't know if you've been reading or if you caught this yet, but the rumored match for the Raw side for WrestleMania is Nia Jax versus Sasha versus Charlotte versus Bayley. That's the rumored match right now. I'd like to see it, and I think they're planting seeds for it. So I think Nia Jax just intervenes and attacks both ladies. Double disqualification.
You know what? That would honestly be a good idea. Establish her as a monster that sides with nobody. You know what? Why not? I'd be for it. And so the next match of the night is the Club going 2-on-2 against the tag team champions in Cesaro and Sheamus. And David, I'll leave this one to you, man.
I think this is the Club's time. I know they have been a bust so far in the business, and you know they've been up and down. They haven't found their footing yet since AJ Styles separated for them, but this has to be their time for the simple fact that one, Sheamus and Cesaro aren't a long-term team, I don't think, and two, I think there's more options with your booking if a heel tag team is the tag team champions right now, because you can't have Sheamus and Cesaro feud with the New Day again.
Not at all.
You know, the New Day. You can't have them go to Enzo and Cass because they lost all momentum.
Exactly.
So I think the Club is the right choice right now, and who knows? Maybe the title will have them doing better. Who knows?
I would sure hope so. I definitely think the Club is definitely going to win. Honestly, man, it's just that when they were on Raw and then they teased them winning and then they took the titles away, that was a big mistake.
They should have won right there and then.
Exactly. Right. So it's like when they finally do win at the Royal Rumble, it's not going to feel as awesome, you know, and as fresh, you know. So definitely, I think the Club will definitely win. And honestly, you guys might be shocked when I say this, but I think the Club should definitely turn face while they are the tag team champions. Because as heels, what are they necessarily doing other than exploding eggs and microwaves?
I don't think the WWE got all the mileage out of their heel run. You gotta suck the run dry before you go.
But it's like, as heels, what have they done that's very monumental other than debut? I mean,
nothing.
What else is there?
But I think with the tag titles, you could switch the route up and maybe allow them to do some new things.
We'll see. But all in all, the Club should definitely have the tag team titles. And now we go on to the Universal title. We have the prize fighter, Kevin Owens, going one-on-one with Roman Reigns while Chris Jericho is hung above them in a shark cage. And honestly, I think, first of all, that's a funny gimmick, and I'm glad that they're definitely bringing that in. You know, Chris Jericho has just been awesome, you know, just selling that he has a fear of heights and stuff. But honestly, I think Kevin Owens should definitely retain his belt right now because he has so much more to do. He only scratched the surface as to what he could do as a heel champion. And honestly, there should definitely be a match down the line with Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens when they ultimately split up. That might happen. But Roman Reigns, I just think if he's going to have a title, he needs to be a heel, you know, because it's just the same old, not a good guy, not a bad guy. The guy, it's just, guy. What else do you got other than that catchphrase? You know what I mean?
This,
you know.
I mean, this is complicated because on one hand, I don't see a need to put the Universal Championship on Roman Reigns right now. But at the same time, I don't see Kevin Owens going into WrestleMania with the Universal Championship. And him and Chris Jericho, even though what they're doing right now is great, they're gonna have to, have that feud sometime soon. Within the next couple months, they're going to have that. So, you know what? I'm feeling bold today. I think Roman Reigns wins the Universal Championship.
Are you serious, David? Whoa!
I think Roman Reigns wins the Universal Championship.
Hold on. Think of the backlash.
Not for long.
He's not going to hold on to the belt for long?
Not for long.
Then why switch hands, man?
I'll get into that a little later.
Oh, man.
When we talk about the Royal Rumble, I'll get into that.
Oh, my goodness. I might need some earplugs if that happens, man.
I know it's going to upset the IWC.
Break the internet, man.
We're sort of a part of the IWC ourselves, but it is what it is. I would like to see Chris and Kevin feud.
Definitely.
I think they've done everything they could as a great unit.
Absolutely. I would like to see a Chris Jericho babyface run myself.
Yeah, especially with the new list, he could direct it to heels now.
Exactly. So awesome. And now we're moving on to the WWE World Championship. We have the face that runs the place, the champ that runs the camp, AJ Styles going one-on-one with John Cena, looking to claim his 16th title reign at the Royal Rumble. David, I'm going to leave this one to you, man.
I think John Cena wins this match. I think this is going to set up Cena versus Undertaker. I know there's been reports that are saying that plan is off the table, but something tells me exactly right. Something tells me that it's not completely off the table. Maybe they're trying to swerve us a little bit, but I think this when he wins the 16th, then you're gonna see the dead man appear on SmackDown sometime soon. Maybe even putting himself in the Elimination Chamber because. That might get him, that might tie them together easier. And I think Cena ultimately wins this. AJ, that's no knock on him. His title run's been great. He's clicking on all cylinders. This is not a demotion of any means. He's not being buried. It's okay to lose to Cena. I know the IWC is going to say he's burying AJ, but, he could move on to bigger and better things in his own way.
Definitely. And honestly, I'm just going to add on to what you say because I totally agree. AJ Styles would not lose anything.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And at the same time, John Cena with that 16 title reign, and I still believe he's going to turn heel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
At some point, it's inevitable. He has to.
Right.
I don't care what the WWE says.
And he's already showing some heelish antics in that promo on SmackDown Live against AJ Styles, just saying that he's just a guy and he's like everybody else before him.
And if he's going against Taker, he kind of has no choice but to be the heel because Undertaker's loves. Nobody's born the Undertaker, so he's gonna kind of have to lean towards the heel side.
Exactly, and honestly, AJ Styles, I can see him afterwards, maybe going for the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe he wrestles Dean Ambrose. Maybe Dean Ambrose finally turns heel, and you have a double turn, and AJ Styles the face.
I didn't think of that. That'd be a great route. And maybe, who knows? Maybe Randy Orton will be freed up by then.
Exactly.
AJ Styles, Randy Orton, that could steal the show possibly.
Seriously. The beauty of the Royal Rumble right then and there, And now we have the main event
Grand finale
of the evening, the 30-man Royal Rumble. When it comes to the Royal Rumble, we got guys like Hulk Hogan, guys like Steve Austin, guys like Triple H, Edge, Batista, even Roman Reigns.
All your favorites.
Names. Seriously. And they went on to go to WrestleMania and become champions. Now, I truly believe
I'm waiting for this.
This man will go on and win the Royal Rumble and go on to WrestleMania and win a title of his choosing, of course. Sami Zayn is going to win the Royal Rumble.
Sami
the winner.
Zayn?
Yes, Sami Zayn. Because
with all these stars, with Undertaker in it, with Goldberg, with Lesnar, Sami Zayn overcomes those men. How?
Because
who, what, when, where, why, how?
Because he's the wild card. You won't see it happen. When's the last time we had somebody win the Royal Rumble that we never expected to win? You know what I mean? We had Roman Reigns Dean Ambrose last year. He won. I mean, that was definitely unexpected. It was for the title.
Triple H won.
Dean
Ambrose was the final.
True stuff. And then Roman Reigns and stuff like that. It's just we definitely need to have like an unpredictable route, And I think Sami Zayn truly has that underdog spirit that everybody will just naturally gravitate towards. And honestly, you had Shawn Michaels on Raw. I mean, why not kind of emulate that same spirit by Shawn and just having him, be the first entrant and just win the entire thing,
I'm not mad at the idea. I just know it's not realistic, man. I just
Why not,
I do
man?
not think WWE's creative staff has him. I don't think his name's even in the hat.
Well, there's
to be
another,
brutally honest.
But there's another name. There's Kevin Owens. They have history. They have great matches. They know how to they know how to change it up every time they're in the ring.
You're right, but the thing is, Jericho's more relevant to Owens right now. So it's like that story's not at the forefront. Jericho and Owens is at the forefront, which is why I think Jericho and Owens are going to be WrestleMania opponents.
But
some way, somehow. And I think some way, somehow, Jericho costs Roman Reigns. I'm sorry, excuse me. I think somehow Jericho costs Kevin Owens the title by accident. And then Roman Reigns wins it to give it to Goldberg. So Goldberg and Lesnar could have their Universal Championship match. Which leads me full circle to my Royal Rumble match prediction. The Dead Man, The Undertaker. That's how they're going to set up Cena versus Taker. He wins the Rumble.
Wow.
And then I think Jericho and Owens are going to be their feud. And then you're going to have Cena and Taker. And then you're going to have Goldberg and Lesnar for the Universal.
But do you really need a title for that feud to commence? And it's just like The Undertaker.
In some ways, what are you talking about, Goldberg Lesnar?
Yeah.
In some ways you do, because you need a stipulation at this point. You can't have another exhibition, regular one-on-one.
The fans are going to like the match regardless,
I'm not going to like it as much.
And they say that it's the new era, but yet you got Undertaker and Goldberg occupying the title. It's not showing that they're going forward. It's showing that they're going backwards in the company. So why would you go that route? Why not give it to a new star who could take that belt and go on for the next 10 years, 15 years, so to speak? Because we all know that Undertaker, he might retire this year. Goldberg, he might have maybe next year.
That's why you give them their swan song runs. That's why you give them that swan
song. With the title, though, it's just, I just don't want to see another run like when The Rock had the title, you know what I mean? And he just kind of showed up and cut promos and didn't necessarily wrestle, you know what I mean? It's just that...
In all fairness to those wrestlers, they get more physical than The Rock ever has. That guy is just, he's protecting his Hollywood face, whatever. But those guys get down and dirty.
Oh, man. It's just, I just think Sami Zayn is the better pick because it's just, he has the talent and the skill to back it up. And, I see he's also a company man, too. He doesn't necessarily get into any problems with anybody backstage. So why not reward him with this one accolade, you know?
It would surprise me greatly if Sami Zayn won, but I wouldn't be mad at that.
Absolutely. And if you think Sami Zayn would be a good winner for the Royal Rumble, or if you think The Undertaker might win, let us know in the comments section. Also, like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel at the No Dash Holds Barred Podcast, and also follow us on our Instagram page at the T.N.H.B_podcast. And remember, we'll hold your attention.